Hi, I am back teaching Anatomy and Physiology, AP1, nervous system. We're doing brain and spinal cord, cranial nerves, all that. So our previous dissection showed you the sheep brain. This video is going to show you our brain models here that you need to review for your practical. So let's begin. All right, so first things first, you're going to look at this. This is a sagittal cut. Make sure you understand that the grooves here are called sulci, and then the brain matter that's involuted like this, involutions, that's called sulci. So sulci and gyri. This whole white section here, as you can see that with my finger as I'm running it over, that's the corpus callosum. These are fibers that connect between the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere for information back and forth between the right and left hemisphere. Okay, the next thing is you're going to look for this area right here. It has a little tiny button right there. So this whole structure is the thalamus. And the thalamus also mediates between the cerebrum and all the other lower brain structures, so including the PNS, so peripheral nervous system. Okay, and then right below that, if you take a look, you can see this area right there, which leads to a stalk, which leads to the pituitary gland. The section below the thalamus right here is the hypothalamus. And then if you look really, really close right there, that's your pituitary gland with the stalk. Okay, so thalamus, right here. Thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary gland right there. Okay? All right, and then you've got your third ventricle, cerebral aqueduct, fourth ventricle right there. Cerebellum with the tree of life, arbor vitae. You have the midbrain, pons, and medulla. So where would that be? Midbrain is up here, pons is right here, medulla is right there, and then follow it down, and you've got your spinal cord. Okay? And then don't forget, you've got right below the skull, you've got the dura mater, and then the subdural space, arachnoid matter, and then below that is the pia mater that is going to just cover the brain and provide blood supply. Pia means faithful, matter means mother. So faithful mother provides blood supply for the brain. Arachnoid matter is the middle layer, and it has like a spider's web appearance. Arachnoid in Latin is spider. And then the outermost layer is the dura mater. Those are the meninges. And the ventricles, which you have to know, are the third and the fourth ventricle. And how do you find it? Well, if you look at your cerebellum, you could see there's like a triangle right there. That's your fourth ventricle. It's really easy to identify. And so the ventricles have the cerebral spinal fluid, which flows through around the brain and down the spinal cord, surrounding the spinal cord. The choroid plexus is the structure that synthesizes that cerebral spinal fluid. All right, and then the last model that I want to show you is the brain here. So you've got the longitudinal fissure, you've got frontal, parietal, occipital. So frontal is your seat of your higher intelligence, your personality, critical thinking, judgment, all that. Somatosensory movement and sensation around the body is parietal. And in the back is occipital, is all about interpreting vision. And then this is the temporal region, which is all about interpreting what you hear, so hearing. And then this is your cerebellum. Now, what I like about this model is that you could really see that sticking out. This is your pituitary gland right there. Okay, that's the pituitary gland. There's the stalk. Okay, so now let me review all the parts here. I'm going to show it to you this way. So here we go. We have the olfactory right here, olfactory. We have right here where my fingers are, optic nerve right there, optic chiasm, and then as you can see where the optic chiasm is, you could see the stalk and the pituitary gland. Now really deep here, you could see they look like two breasts. That's why they're called mammillary bodies. Right there, 1, 2. So those are the mammillary bodies, 1, 2. Let me see if I can use my pointer. 1, 2, right there. So mammillary body right there. You can see the mammillary bodies, okay? All right. Oculomotor should be there. Can't see it in this model, but I think these are the little stalks of the oculomotor nerve, which you're not responsible for, but it's there. It's to move your eye. Okay, so if this whole region is midbrain, this whole big bulge section here is the pons, and then this section right here is the medulla, and then the rest of this is the spinal cord, and then this is the cerebellum. There's your longitudinal fissure. There you can see the sulci and the gyri. So sulcus, one singular groove is sulcus, multiple are sulci, and then one involution is gyrus, and then multiple are gyri. Okay, so now we cut it in half, sagittal cut like we did with the brain. And let's take a look. You can really see everything nicely here. There's your pituitary gland. Okay, what's this? That's your mammillary body right there, you can tell. Okay, one thing that you couldn't tell when I dissected the brain because it's too tiny, but back there you should take a look. You should see and find the pineal gland, which releases melatonin, sleep-wake cycle. Right here along this whole area, right there, that's your corpus callosum. This whole region right here with the little button, interthalamic, okay, button right there, you can see that little structure, it looks like a knob. This whole region is called the thalamus. Down here, where it says number 21, I don't know if you can see it, it's really tiny, but number 21, this whole section right there, that whole area right there is your hypothalamus, and there you could see the stalk leading to the pituitary gland. Okay, there's your pineal gland right back there. This is right back here, you can see the fourth ventricle, the cerebellum. I'm sorry, fourth ventricle being right here. Cerebellum with the arbor vitae right there with the white matter. Okay, and then here we go. Midbrain, right here, pons, and then medulla. Midbrain, pons, medulla, and then of course the rest of it is spinal cord. Okay, so this whole section, make sure you know, all right? And I think I've mentioned everything that you need to know for the brain. All right, I will see you in lab and study hard. We'll be ready for the practical. Take care.